Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to the channel. Now recently I reviewed the A-Class 2023, however in this video I wanted to focus on the 10 key differences you can find on the new model. So what's changed and is it worth the upgrade? Well, let's start out at number 1. And at number 1, this relates to the highest standard specification you can now find on the A-Class. Now this will vary around the world, so obviously double check with your local Mercedes depending on where you live. But I'll use the UK as an example. In the UK there are these different packages you can choose, like Executive or Premium Plus, and these depict the kind of gadgets that you get, so things like sunroofs or electric seats or head-up displays and all sorts. But Executive now has the highest specification it's ever had before, so you might not even need to go for Premium Plus, and so these allow things like the sunroofs or electric seats or keyless entry, but Executive now has more than it's ever had before. And while I'm here as well, the number of USB-C ports in the cars have now increased, and they also have like a little glow on them, which is quite nice, so you can see them when it's, you know, kind of dark. There's one at the back here, there's another 2 in here, and then there's another one just here. So there's a grand total of 4 USB-C ports. And by the way, of course, if you have a phone or something like that that doesn't have USB-C, make sure you grab a dongle. I'll leave a link in the description down below, as they are quite useful because it means you can use your existing cable. There's also a 12-watt socket here as well, just in case you wanted to use one of those. And in this particular car, there's also wireless charging. Now up next is a thing called the head-up display. Now traditionally this has only been on Mercedes-AMG vehicles and other selected models in the Mercedes-Benz range, but now you can get it on an A-Class, which is incredible. Makes me really want to get one. Basically it's on here, and the way head-up displays work, it's only visible for the driver, so I can see it literally on the windscreen here, and if I move over here it's literally gone, and then move over here and it's literally gone. It's literally directly in line here, and I'll try my best to show it on camera. And this is it here, so if I switch it on you'll see it pop out of nowhere, and basically as I said, it's only visible for the driver. So there's various different things you can do on here. You can have just your speed on its own, quite a minimal kind of effect. You can have the sport one, which has your speed and the revs. You can do speed that you're doing and the speed limit for the road, although it won't show it where I am right now just because I'm not on the road. You can also do eco display as well, it shows you how well you're doing. And of course there's various settings as well. You can move it down out of the way just in case it's in your eyesight, or you can actually move it up. And of course you can even adjust the brightness as well. Mercedes think of everything, and that is definitely something I want on my next car. Now another really cool gadget on one of the specifications and is now available on the A-Class is the 360-degree camera. Literally just looks like this, and these two on the mirrors as well. And basically what that does on the screen are some really cool things. Now bear with me a second, I just need to remove the camera and light because I do need the door closed, but I'll show you what it looks like on the screen. Now look at this view. This is the 360-degree camera view. Now it is automatic, so depending on when you get near objects, it will automatically zoom down to what you're looking at. Or you can literally just touch the screen and move everything in 3D space around. Now granted, I'm in the Mercedes-Benz A showroom at the moment, so everything's going to look a little bit warped just because I'm so close to things. But you can even view things like your wheels on the left-hand side or on the right-hand side, or just a traditional front view and even rear view as well. Now again, all these gadgets just making our lives just a little bit easier, and yeah, head-up display, 360-degree camera, definitely things I'd love on my next car. Now for this next one, this one relates to the touchpad in the middle of the car. So yes, in the previous A-Class there was a touchpad literally just here, but now in the 2023 models that touchpad is now gone. So it's now just touchscreen on the actual screen itself here, and you can of course do it on the steering wheel as well like that. Oh, and of course you can talk to it as well. Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
And then you can give it commands on the screen, but I press the back button to cancel that. So yes, obviously factor that in. If you're looking at the A-Class 2023, there is no touchpad in the middle now. It's just those 2 touch points, the actual screen itself and the steering wheel, and of course voice. Now for this next one guys, this one is quite important because this one relates to your kind of experience with your instrument cluster. So on the previous A-Class called NTG6, the first MBUX version, you could change the left dial, the center screen and the right dial. Now in this one they are preset themes and you can't change those kind of individually. So I'll show you here, I'll cut to the camera here so you can see. So this is what it looks like here. You can use the touchpad just like before and swipe up and down and view different things on the screen, which is pretty good. Of course, you can put eco display, consumption, music playback on here, and even the map in the middle as well, which is pretty cool. But as said, you can't change the left or right dials individually. They're all preset themes that look like this. So there's things like understated, which is pretty cool. There's Sport. Sport has a bit of red and changes the entire theme on the left as well, which is pretty nice. Shows you G-force readings, engine data, if you're into all of that. After that, there's the classic version, which we just saw. There's the navigation, which puts the whole screen as the sat-nav, which is pretty good to see. And you can easily zoom in and out just by swiping. And then after this, there's assistance. So if you have the driving assistance package, this screen will be particularly useful. And then there's the service menu as well. Oh, and just for good measure, if you have one of the specifications with head-up display that I just mentioned, you can control all of that from here as well. But yes, it's just quite important because on the previous version you can change those two dials, but they are preset themes on this one. So obviously factor that in as well. Now, while I'm in the same car, I thought I would also touch on something that is majorly important and by far one of my favourite features, which is Apple CarPlay. So a bit of an Apple fan and Apple lover myself, but as you can see here, Apple CarPlay is now wireless. This does also include Android Auto and compatible phones too. So yeah, completely wireless. Traditionally before you had to plug it into the USB-C port, but my phone's in the back here recording the screen. So yeah, completely wireless. And for the keen eye as well, you'll notice it's a lot larger than before as well. So it's obviously really good to see because now it fills pretty much almost the entirety of the full screen with the exception of this little bit here, but there again you do need a home button to get back to the home screen to the Mercedes system like that. But you can literally swap between the two, pressing the home button and then pressing CarPlay just like that. So yeah, wireless and pretty much the full screen now, which is amazing to see. Now for this next one, this one relates to the exterior of the A-Class. So this is where the facelift name comes from. So new models in Mercedes are usually every 6-7 years or so, and then facelifts are usually every 3 or 4. And this is a facelift. So it means the shell or the chassis of the car is exactly the same, it's just the face of the car, hence the name facelift. So keep an eye out for things like power domes on the bonnet, to updated wheel designs, a new grille as well. Keep an eye out for all these kind of things. So these are the things that have changed, and of course a bump in specification as well. And while I'm on the topic of design, the steering wheels have changed as well. So if you look at the previous A-Class, it looks a bit like this here. Basically it was a blend of kind of touch buttons and actual physical buttons. Now the new steering wheel looks like this, which is all touch control. I've got to say they do look quite smart. And you'll notice as well, if you kind of get your hands on and you touch and swipe things and hold things, you'll notice it's not as sensitive as before. So hopefully basically means that when you go around a roundabout, you might not accidentally swipe something, as you do need to give it a proper swipe to actually use a specific function. And on the last one today, guys, relates to mild hybrid tech. So yes, mild hybrid technology is now available in the A-Class for the first time. Now this is not to be confused with plug-in hybrids, those are separate. You can get those as well on the saloon variant, but mild hybrid basically helps turn the engine off as you slow down, but can also give you a bit of a boost as well. And the cool thing is you don't need to do anything. You literally just choose the mode you like in the car on dynamic select and it will do the rest. So it's pretty cool. Now, I'd like to give out a huge shout out to Sandown Mercedes, as they help provide access to all these awesome A-Classes you saw in today's video, so it'd be very tricky to do it without them. So a huge shout out to these guys. But guys, if you want to see the A-Class review that I did, check this video out here, as that will take you straight to that one. But until next week, see you then.